Thank you guys for coming out. I tell you, I didn't know what I was going to say when I got up here, but I got to introduce my pastor. He's here today to support me. But last week was the one week that I prayed more than anything, and because, a lot of stuff was going on. First of all, I just wanted Cairo to come back. He still has a situation that, with his family, as we know. Then right before the game, Kyle Davis lost a friend. And then, my wife tomorrow is going in for surgery. So, Tammy, you guys won't see me tomorrow. I'll miss practice tomorrow. She has a little breathing issue, and hopefully they can clear it up. So I've been doing a lot of praying. But, some of my prayers were answered. I did, pray for the win and to be pretty healthy. So this week we're pretty healthy, and we got a big win this week. And all it does is make, the next game more important. A little bit about homecoming. Like I told our team this earlier this week, there is no homecoming for the football team because you didn't go anywhere. So in order to be a homecoming, you got to go away and come back home. Well, they don't have any homecoming, so this is just another game for them. There's no party, there's no reunions, there's nothing like that because we didn't go anywhere. So now, I'd like to open it up for questions. You know what? If you'd have told me before the season if we would win 2 or 4 on the road, or not in those 4 games, because those were really three bowl game teams that we played against. The Louisiana Tech had a little bit of debacle. They didn't get to one last year, but all 3 of those teams were very, very good teams, and they were bowl teams, and they were very good contenders. And it just goes back to the character of our coaches. I think our coaching staff is outstanding. I'm glad all of them stayed with me. They're much better people than than coaches, and their coaching is outlast me much better. And then the players, the character of the players. We got some new guys, Chris Davenport, Jeremy Peoples, who are leaders. Some existing guys, Zach Morgan, Zach Davis, those guys. They come with the character. So you can do that. You can do those things, those type of things if you have character. And we got the 24-hour rule. So our 24-hour rule worked this week. They forgot about it. The loss. Yeah, I think he's healthy, probably as healthy as he probably could be in the middle of the season. That he's taken a lot of hits. But, he played well. Here's the thing what we want to do, and I thought this game was typical. Each game you got a script, and so you go to the script, you run, you pass, you run, you pass, you run, you pass. Well, we begin to run the ball, and Orleans Darkwood just was a man, and Robert Kelly was a grown man. And so what you do is, I'd be a bad coach if I wouldn't keep running those guys. And so I think it kind of threw Nick off a little bit of his rhythm and stuff like that. And they did some things to take away our pass, and we ran it. And that's what you got to do if you want to win and you want to build a program. If one game is part of the game is slight, or if they're giving you one thing, you do the next thing.
Are there any new injuries or any updates?
The only thing that happened today, I think Zach Morgan was a little bit sick, and Royce LaFrance was out of practice today with the flu. So there may be something going down around in the locker room. I suggest you guys don't go down there.
Okay. And then, I'm sure that you know enough about Tulane's history to know it's homecoming troubles and trying to get wins in the homecoming game, which I understand as a coach is just another game, but to people who look outside on the program, these are kind of defining moments.
Absolutely. Whenever you want to win, a couple things you want to do in the program. You want to start winning on the road, and then you want to win the homecoming game when all the alumni, the boosters, everybody from childhood to older people, they come back and they want to feel good about the game. And the only way I tell a team, the only way homecoming is good is when you win, because it's not any good if you lose. So here's a big challenge for us. This team is a good football team, very good. You look at the game, and I watched them. I've been watching them almost 24/7. And you look at what they did to Georgia. I thought that the Georgia game showed me that this team could have beat Georgia. It was 21-21 in the fourth quarter, and Georgia just went up and upset LSU. So now all of a sudden, here you go. You're playing another one. Here's another good team. Well, after last week, he's out in my doghouse for real. He got a couple brownie points before. But no, George's been a good player for us, and we've disciplined everybody on this team. From I got disciplined by the coaches, and it's just part of being a football team. And so what I thought he did ever since day one. He had tremendous character, great parents. He's been great with us. He's toed the line. He's done what he's supposed to do, and he's playing well. He's playing at a higher level, which I expect him to play like that because he's that type of an athlete. But he is a great player, great kid. I was messing with him a little bit today. I hit him today at practice. He didn't hit me back, so I guess the discipline worked. The backs are good, very, very good players. I like the 4 backs that we play, the 5 backs that we're playing with. And to say that, you begin to get a little bit of continuity in the games, because what happens in games is you have to throw, so everything looks bad. That's the Dolphins last night. I mean, but now all of a sudden you can run it, you can throw it, you can balance it, you balance it off. And what teams were saying prior to this game, they can't run it. Well, finally we got some tape out there that we can run it. So I just think being able to balance it out, getting continuity in the offensive line, and then we didn't simplify anything. We just did the things that we thought we were good at. It worked out. It's different because it's the first time that I felt that our running game was pretty effective, and then I began to watch the backs, because if you look at Robert and Arlene, it was just catch ball. Dante was catch ball, because you couldn't really do it. And so now you begin to control the game and control the line of scrimmage and control the clock. It's the first time I've been here since that we've done that. It's a great feeling to know that we can do that.
Last week this time you weren't sure about Sam Schofield playing. Safety through finding out that he would be able to play. How much does it mean to him for him to be able to do?
Well, it's funny. He's one of my favorites, because every time I look at him, I kind of got to laugh at him a little bit, because you never know if he's serious or not. When his facial expression. So at the end of the Syracuse game, I felt that he may be out for 6 weeks. I mean, he didn't know anything. I mean, it was just one thing. I was like, look at this kid. And so then all of a sudden he didn't practice early in the week. Then like Thursday he began to practice, and so I was like, well, and so Sam would come to me, I could play. CJ, I could play. So I began to wonder now, are the doctors going to release this kid to play, because he's such an important part of what we do. He gets us in and out of plays. He is an interceptor. He's a hard hitter. He changed his body. He's developed very high character young man. And then all of a sudden, right before the game, I got the thing that he was playing, and I really couldn't believe it. But he played outstanding again.
Coach, every week it seems like you changed the attitude of the program, and the winning ways are starting to continue. One great stat: y'all have gone 2-0 in conference play to start since 1998. Is that anything y'all talk about, or that's a long time ago?
You know what? I never knew that. Just to let you know. So no, we don't talk about that. I think the one thing that we talk about is single-minded focus. And our single-minded focus is the next play, the next game, the next time, the next meeting. And that's when you're building something, or you're trying to build something. That's what I think you got to do. You can't give them too big of a broad picture, because if you do, something gets lost in the wash. And so I think it's just one thing after another. But that's good information to know.
Last week had a little trouble getting the passing game going. Ryan didn't have the best first pass. What do you need to do to kind of get the passing game going a little more, and also to get Ryan?
Yeah, what I think we had some plays. Again, we had plays for Ryan in the first 15 plays. But with the way Darkwa was running and Kelly was running, those guys, and Dante Butler, they were running. And so I wouldn't be a smart coach if I say, okay, let's stay on script, just to do those things. And so we did. And we had some shots. We took some shots at Ryan, towards Ryan in the second half, because I thought we were a little bit. We were a little bit heavy run. They did do something different, to Ryan. They kind of doubled him, and they rolled the coverage to him. So Montana Reeves was going away from Ryan also. And, we're going to do a better job of moving him around somewhat. But we did do some of that. But the main thing that happened was the run game. That's what stopped us from getting him the ball more.
Speaking of Ryan, he even admitted, he said, when I was a freshman or sophomore, maybe last year, might have gotten frustrated by how rarely we were throwing the ball. But, there's a little bit more maturity in the team, a little bit more maturity, across the board. Did you sense that at all as you guys kind of got into a lopsided game plan, but it was working?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't get one time. Usually it's Cairo, or usually it's Ryan, or I need the ball. You hear I need the ball. Well, nobody. They were like, well, coach, now who do I have to block, the corner or the safety on this? So it was the right questions at the right time. So it was good to feel that. Especially young guys. When young guys make that type of effort, make a play like that, infectious throughout the whole program. And when the older guys see that, here comes the young guy, the young guy's making a play, so the older guys look up and say, hey, I better do something too. So, but it's a good feeling to see a young man right from Hornville High School come in, and he's playing well for us. And it goes back to this summer. Coach Lionel Washington and Coach John Summerall talked about what we got to do is we got to win the turnover battle. And if you +5 in turnover differential, you're probably gonna win almost every game contest you play in. And so that was one of the things that I think that makes our defense what it is, because we preach turnovers, we talk about it. We had a deal today. We did some stuff with turnovers. So that is one of the keys in a transformation of what we're doing defensively. Yeah, what the coaching part has to come into play when you see it, and it's a lot of look, this PowerPoint stuff now. I don't know much about it, but I know that I see it on the board and it's working pretty good. So you got to do every little trick that you can to get them to say, okay, here it is. This is why we're doing it. This is what we're doing. They're showing results of the turnovers throughout all leagues.
What does that say about the safeties and
And last year we knew those 3 freshmen were going to be good players, and they are. They're playing, they sophomores now, and the best thing about freshmen, they become sophomores. The best thing about sophomores, they become juniors. So, but they're playing outstanding. It also helps what you got a defensive line that, that's playing really, really well. They playing really well. So they starting to play well. They're working on their consistency. So what happens is all of a sudden, the quarterbacks get a little bit more antsy. We're getting our hands on some balls that we probably shouldn't. We are getting on, and now, it's time to start intercepting those pass breakups. I want to lead the country in that.
I think a big part of your job has been trying to insulate the team and the program from this negative division, and I'm curious whether you saw Coach Berry's comments after the game. He had some negative comments about the program. I'm sure that you hear from fans, after the series, they lost that one, they're going to be terrible. I mean, it's this kind of down thing. I mean, how do you do that, really insulate the team from those types of things?
Well, I don't think. I think the one thing is we don't dwell on the negative. Hey, look, we won a football game. There's a lot of more crisis in the world than just football. We won a football game. And so if the comments are negative about our program, then yeah, well, so be it. At least they're talking about us, though. It's funny. Sometimes they hadn't said a word about us last year. So now they're beginning to talk about us a little bit, and we got a big victory for us. We got a road victory, and I remember last year that time I talked about their program, about how outstanding it was, and it was. Hey, look, it's a good football team. You ask me. They had 15 returning starters and a great quarterback. So I think they're a good team. I think we're a good team, and we just played better last weekend, last Saturday. Is that it? Yeah, and I talk about those things with the staff, but I don't think the team really. I don't know if they know or if they get the big picture like that. I just want our guys, our football team, to go out and just focus on the task at hand, and just go out and play up to their abilities and execute the game plan. And then if you do that, you play better, you put a good product on the field, they'll buy it. I bought this tie as a good product. You're right, she did. The only other thing I'm sorry I didn't mention was we're going to wear pink this month for breast cancer awareness. I had a sister with breast cancer, several family members. So we'll do that all month. It won't be a 1 week thing. I just want to bring the awareness to it. I think 1 weekend, well, yeah, but I just want to do it the whole month. And I'll have something pink on too. If not, my sister will kill me. Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.